Et la Tunisie recevra, Tunisia will host Cameroun. La Tunisie rencontrera le Cameroun au match aller en octobre et le Cameroun accueillera le match retour au mois de novembre. We have 2 more games to sort out.
Yeah, that's the draw that was made yesterday, and of course Nigeria drawing Ethiopia. I remember Tayo actually said that he would want Nigeria to draw Ethiopia, not Senegal or any other team. Tayo Salam, good morning.
Good morning, Cecilia. I actually went further and did something else. I didn't, about not really the explanation.
Okay.
You know what I did yesterday in terms of the
permutation.
but let's keep that between the two of us.
Okay, very nice. Okay, I'm not going to dwell on that. No, Nigeria, Cameroon. And people are saying that Nigerians shouldn't celebrate yet because we've had an incident whereby we thought we were in a very easy group, or maybe we're playing a very easy opponent. Remember in 2012 Nations Cup we didn't go because Guinea came down to Abuja, and of course we could not just get that needed win for us to get to the Nations Cup in Angola. And you actually saw another team winning in Zambia, of course, for the first time in their history. And of course Nigeria in Ethiopia.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, it's a very good draw for Nigeria. There's no doubt about it. There's no pretending about it. About the fact
should I use the word a fair draw? I'm borrowing your words.
It's a fair draw. It's a good draw for Nigeria. There's no doubt. There's no doubt that the remaining 4 teams were actually praying to meet Ethiopia.
And it went in favor of Nigeria. Now that's the draw of the final playoff for the 2014 World Cup African section, and you have Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal with lock horns. It's going to be European players all the way in this one. Absolutely. Ethiopia, Nigeria, Tunisia, Cameroon, Ghana, Egypt, and Burkina Faso, Algeria. Now the biggest game here is between Ghana and Egypt, and of course Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal.
Yeah, incredible. I feel for Ghana and Egypt because I would have loved to see those
both of them.
Those 2 countries representing Africa in Brazil 2014. But it's not going to happen. It's going to have to be one. And I really can't call that, even though I'm beginning to feel myself like a sporting Nostradamus. But I can't really call that Ghana-Egypt game. But going back to Nigeria, let's talk about Ethiopia. They won't be easy, even though it's a very good draw for Nigeria. We saw them at the Nations Cup against Nigeria, 2 late Victor Moses penalties. That's how we're able to win that game. But this team has actually gotten better. That's the factor, because the experience they've had playing the qualifiers in a group that had South Africa, where they topped it, despite losing 3 points and 3 goals, shows you the kind of team they're
biggest.
But then
we can just take a look at the record they've had so far. Now, these teams, they've met 7 times. The record history, they've met 7 times. Of course, Nigeria always having the upper hand. And in friendly in 1993, it ended goalless. And the second game, which was also friendly in Addis Ababa, of course, Eagles won that one by a lone goal. In 1994 Nations Cup qualifier, it was Ethiopia won and Nigeria nil. And the next game of the 1994 AFCON qualifier, Ethiopia recorded their one and only victory over Nigeria. That was April 11, 1993. And that is still a red letter day in Ethiopia till this day. And of course, in 1994 Nations Cup qualifier, Nigeria beat Ethiopia 6-0, and that was where you have the likes of Rashidi Yekini scoring a hat-trick in that game, and of course Osundolise making his international debut and also scoring.
Since Nigeria, we have to be in the World. Nigeria has to be in the World Cup. There's no doubt about it. We're playing these Ethiopians. We're saying they're good and all that. They're so good now. They've gotten experience. But the fact of the matter is the Super Eagles versus Ethiopia shouldn't really be a tough one for Nigeria, because they're 93 in the world. We're 36 in the world. 5 of the players play in Europe, in the foreign base, just 5. And ask me where they play. They play in Finland, Belgium, South Africa, Israel, compared to Nigeria's 18. Come on, man. There's really there's no doubt. The total market value for this Ethiopian national team is £775,000 compared to Nigeria's £58 million. That's the market value of the. So it shows you the caliber of players. So. But all these things I'm saying is on paper. It doesn't necessarily translate into victory on the pitch. And for Nigeria to to qualify for the World Cup, where there has to be a concerted effort from that is the NFF officials, the players themselves, and everybody. They all have to come together and make this this dream happen.
That's the thing, and you just remember that in 2002, that's Nations Cup qualifier, Nigeria and Ethiopia, it was a 2-2 draw, and of course the return leg ended 4-0. That was when Samson Siasia was also in charge. That's also at the end of the day they failed to qualify for the Nations Cup in 2013, which was earlier this year. Nigeria beaten Ethiopia by 2-0. That's Victor Moses, of course, was the he masterminded that victory for Nigeria at the Nations Cup.
One more thing. We're playing the first leg in Addis Ababa.
Of course, the second leg here
in Nigeria. So like that favors us.
Hopefully, Calabar, Abuja,
wherever we play, it doesn't really matter.
Definitely we get
Hopefully that favors us, because when we go to Addis Ababa, just one more thing on the lighter note, our boys have to make sure they don't get carried away by the beautiful girls in Ethiopia.
Let's listen to Fred Edere, chairman of SWAN, and of course Group Sports Editor, Compass Newspaper. I spoke to them yesterday. Their thoughts on the game against Ethiopia.
I expect the Super Eagles to prepare against Ethiopia as though they were going to play against Spain, or they were going to play against Argentina or Germany or Brazil. You know, we've passed through this road several times. When we came to the qualifiers for 2006, we played against Angola, Rwanda, and countries like that, and everybody felt, oh, déjà vu, I mean, we are through, no big deal. And then we saw what happened. We couldn't qualify. We couldn't qualify for the Nations Cup in 2002, and we thought that, oh, small teams, you understand. So I think that we should not go through that way again. You cannot begin to celebrate that you have qualified for the World Cup simply because you feel that you are paired against a team that you think is lesser, you know, by pedigree. That would be a catastrophe. So I expect Stephen Keshi to play against Ethiopia as though it is the final of the World Cup itself. It's when we have qualified and we can begin to celebrate the qualification.
Looking at the antecedents and the current form of the Super Eagles, I think is a very good draw for Nigeria. If you look at it properly, that was the time they played us 2-2. We played it, 2-2 draw, and it was, very clear and evident that Ethiopians they are not pushovers. But if you look at the current form of the Nigerian team, looking at what we played at the Nations Cup, looking at what we played at the Confederations Cup, despite the fact that we didn't win, but went a long way to put us right up there, where we actually belong. I can beat my chest and say confidently that Nigeria is as good as playing in the 2014 World Cup. But be that as it may, the Super Eagles, they don't have to rest back and say, oh, it's just Ethiopia, because that most of those countries we refer to, as minnows, they are very, very tough these days, and you don't have to take chances. But I see Nigeria picking up the 2014 World Cup ticket.
Yeah, definitely, they don't have a choice. They need to pick that ticket. Of course, Nigeria will have to be in Brazil. Of course, Tayo will really want to be there cheering them to victory, right?
Yeah, absolutely. we really can't afford not to be at the World Cup, being African champion. So it will really all go well for the development of the present crop of Nigerian players.
Okay. While Super Eagles, of course, are getting ready for Ethiopia in October, of course, Super Falcons will be in action later this month, 22nd and 26th of this month, and they will be playing Japan. They are the world champions, and of course, Japanese, they are not Izemetuchu. They requested that Nigeria should play them from friendly, and the Super Falcons at Nigeria will earn about $60,000 for these two matches. It was caught up with one of the girls. He is a daily striker. He played against Japan at the under-20 level, and of course she's been upgraded to the Super Falcons, and she is also a striker for Delta Queens. I'm talking about Ngozi Okubi. She said that, of course, Japanese, come on, they're beatable. These are people that I played against, and of course I want to score 4 goals against them, and hopefully she should be able to do that. Let's just listen to her, and of course what she also had to say concerning the new coaching crew and how Falcons are ready for Japan.
It's been great. The caretaker coach is doing a very good job, and the back staffs, they are doing a very good job for now. We're preparing so very hard to meet Japan. They call them world champion, but I believe with what we have in camp now, we are great. It's a beatable side. Though I've not played against the senior team, but I know most of the girls in the senior team for now are graduating from the under-20, just like I did now. So we'll be expecting more of that in their senior team there. So I don't believe they are that fabulous.
Okay, that's Ngozi Ukubi, Super Falcons player, and of course she said they are not fabulous. And you have about 40 players, Edwin Okon is right now the caretaker coach. 40 players were called to camp some time ago, that was in August.